Hello again everyone, and I suppose I'll add this to my playlist of Paul's rants. This one is dedicated to Google experts, and I know at least one. I'm not going to name any names though, I get shot. But isn't it funny how you can have a situation, or perhaps not be feeling well or something, and you just happen to mention it to a certain somebody, and the next thing they go a little bit quiet and look down, and for example, if you're not feeling well, you'll get somebody and they'll start, well, what are your symptoms? So you might say, a bit of a headache or sore throat, whatever it might be, and the next thing, off they go on the phone, and all of a sudden, within seconds, they are a medical expert, they are a doctor, and they can tell you exactly what's wrong with you, and also, in certain circumstances, how long you might have to live. Brilliant! Who needs a doctor when you've got somebody with access to Google? They can tell you everything that you don't need to know about yourself. And another instance of this recently was we had an issue where the plug on the tumble dryer in the house was getting hot, and so hot that there was actually a little scorch mark on the back of the plug where you plug it into the socket, and it was getting a little bit worrying, and I thought, oh, maybe the tumble dryer's on its way out. Anyway, the next thing is, before you know it, 3 house fires every day are started by tumble dryers. Maybe we should get an electrician to look at the wiring in the house, because that's getting on a bit, and tumble dryers are the prime starters of house fires through electrics. Or anyway, all of a sudden everything was really grim and worrying, and I wondered what I could do. I needed to sort of find an answer or an explanation, and I was convinced that the electrics in the house weren't so bad. So I started looking at the scorch mark on the back of the plug of the tumble dryer, and realised, and it's one of them bonded on plugs, you can't sort of unscrew it and open it and have a look or anything. Oh no, because no one's competent enough to do that anymore, everything's sealed. So you can get the fuse out though. So I took the fuse out and had a look at it, and one end of the fuse was working fine obviously, but the end of the fuse was a bit sort of crusty and dirty and corroded looking, as was the holder that it clicks into in the back of the plug, which you can actually get at. So I cleaned the contacts up in the fuse holder, and I cleaned the end of the fuse, put it back in, plugged the tumble dryer in, off we go, everything's working again, and the plug was running much cooler. So the house didn't need rewiring, we weren't all going to die, and the tumble dryer lives to fight another day. But it is amazing how Google can turn people into doctors, electrical experts, structural engineers, you name it. Just whip the phone out, and there you are. There's no need for doctors, solicitors, surveyors, anything like that anymore, because one person with a phone and Google has got all the answers right there in front of them, and there's no need for you to consult any experts, and you can find out when you're going to die, of what, how your house is going to burn down. Endless joyous scenarios, and it's always doom and gloom stuff as well, a lot of the time anyway, so that's something to bear in mind. And it just goes to show really that we've gone today from, oh my god, the tumble dryer's buggered, the house is going to burn down, the electrics are frazzled, to cleaning up the contacts on a fuse and everything's back to normal. Now, it didn't say anything about that on Google. It only mentioned the scary stuff. How many fires in houses are started by tumble dryers, and if the plug in a tumble dryer gets hot, you're in trouble and everything. Well, I sorted mine out, so this is just to give a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel when you've been confronted by a Google expert. They might be wrong. They really might, honestly. Hopefully things won't be so bad as your Google expert might sort of imply they are, with any luck. So Don't let that be the be all and end all. It isn't always the end of the world.